as I was explaining, you see this amount. They all have specific amounts, but they don't have how should I say, indicators, whether they're dollars, rands, or everything of that kind. So first things first, just clear this terminal, open in your code that you coded before. Then after each statement, you can have an R or whatever dollar sign that you like. In this case, I can use dollar signs. Like after modulus, I can use another dollar sign. Like there you go. And then this last one, I can use a dollar sign to indicate that this is in dollars. If I had users, I would go for euros. If I have rands, I would go for rands. But then in this case, I'm using dollar signs. You can see that this code is so confusing because it's a dollar modules and all that stuff. Hence, you have to start with studying to format it very nicely. After formatting it, put all the variables that are needed or required there. After you've done that, run the program and test it whether everything displays very nicely. After everything has displayed as according to you or your expectations, try to add a little bit spice on it. Like I did there, I just add dollar signs. So let me show you how does it look after I've added those things. There you go, it says no syntax error. Run this person right here, it says please enter a fee. And I'm like, okay, fine. This time I go to a certain club that cost me like 40 bucks. It's so cheap, hey? I was like, okay, fine, I'm paying me 40 bucks. And then they like, the beer there is so flipping cheap. I'm like, okay, it's 10 bucks per beer. And I paid 10 bucks. And then you see, it displays them even more nicely. It says the fee for the club is 40 bucks. And it says the price is 100. Oh, wait a minute, it's not 100. It says bucks is 10 bucks. I can't like pay 10 bucks for each beer, and there's like total, and I'm like, okay, 50 bucks. I'm like, wow, at the total for going to this club per night, I have to pay like 50 bucks. Well, I have to pay like 10 bucks every night because this 40 bucks covers the whole year, so I'm good. Well, in this case, you can use this type of format, or if you prefer, some people prefer a lot of things, you know what I mean. They can have, let's say this club has an interest rate. Okay, let's introduce another variable. Let's call it interest. There you go. And then it says its interest rate is, let's say 20%. So 20% in Java, you cannot write 20%. You have to convert that. Or you can just do this and say 20 divided by 100%, which will give you a certain amount, which is 0.2, which is the amount, the percentage of the interest, which is very high, by the way. So it'll say, okay, fine. For the interest rate, you have to pay 20%. So let's calculate interest. Okay, let me go with that. I'm saying interest will be equals to the total. Well, it won't be equals to the total as such. It will equals to the fee times the interest. The rest. You see, initially, the interest is how much? It's 0.2. That's the interest. It go with 0.2 at the time being, but I don't like this line of coding because it's pretty much confusing. You'd be like, okay, this is it's 2 point something percent, and then you times it with another thing. It's like comparing 2 point something percent with 3 or something, which is not comparison or compatible. So in this case, you can add another variable saying double, and let's call this another variable. Okay, total interest. Wait a minute, there you go, interest. You can call it total interest, saying, okay, fine, total interest, please, may you be equals to, or since the total interest has 0 in it, may you please have these variables, may you please store these amount for me that will be calculated right there. So in this case, we'll have a total interest. So let's add this total interest. Like, okay, total, or we can call it even interest because it doesn't need to be total. We can call it interest. And remember, when you add another variable in your format right here, wait a minute. In your format right here, it's affected because if you try to compile this, it's saying no syntax error. But then when you run the program, it will tell you that it is missing another string modulus which have a space. So I'll say modulus to be safe and have a string in it, and then my \n is not affected. Okay, let's compile this baby. Oh, this baby is agreeing. Okay, fine. But look at this. I'll show you something. It says paid amount. Let's say go to that cheap club. Okay, 40 bucks. Okay, fine. And it says how much beer did I bought? Okay, this time I was so drunk. I bought like $90 beer. Now, like, okay, it tells me, okay, fine, your fee is $40 for the year. Your price, you paid $90 today. And then it says the total is $130. And I mean, I spend a lot of cash. But then it displays interest. But then it doesn't display the amount of interest. People keep on wondering, okay, why? Why does it do that? And by the way, if I'm talking so fast, mind me, I'm so sorry. People tend to ask themselves, why did I do that? Why? I'm like, okay, people, this time we do not add the interest in our code. We just calculated the interest, but then we do not display it. So in this case, we can add the interest here and say, okay, fine. I'm paste it there because I'm lazy to type, and I'm like, okay, fine. I just added interest. Let me copy this because I'm lazy to type, and then paste it there, and I'll compile. This baby will say, okay, I'm good. Go ahead. And I'm like, okay, let's run this thing. I'm like, okay, fine. Since all you see displays a lot of things right there. It displays my previous displays, which were I used to run previously to show you that it does not have interest. And then it printed this thing next to interest. So this is not nice. This is not nice. It's very confusing. So what I prefer to do is clear the screen, close the terminal, and then right click there and then say restart the terminal. And then I'll go in, very again, click the main method. There you go. And then I say okay, and then it asks me very nicely. You see, it does not have anything to disturb it, so it says okay, ask me. This time I'll go for frenzy. So $190. It says how many beers. Okay, this time I was drunk. I spent all my cash there. It says okay, this time this guy he paid $90. There you go. And then he paid like 140, and then the total he paid like 230, and then it says interest is 0. I'm like, okay, why didn't I calculate interest? It says it's 0, so which means there's something wrong with our calculation. Fine, we go there, we're going to fix our calculation. Hence I was saying there are many ways of fixing this thing. You see right there, it calculates everything, but then it does not display it. So in this case, I can just try this and say 0.2, go straight to the point, 0.2, and then compile. Let's see whether it's going to calculate this interest very good or not. Okay, let's run this baby. There you go. I said $90, and then I said this time I paid 130. Oh, I spent my whole cash there. Then this time it gives me this exact amount that I'm requiring. You see, it says okay, fine. You paid $90, and then you paid in amount this much to drink, and then you paid a total which is this amount, which means in this club you spend $230, and that's a lot, guys. So I'm like, okay, fine, I spent $230. How much interest do I have? You see right there, it wrote just a number. It says you had $80 interest. It did not display which currency does it use. And do mind that currency is important. As programmers, we must distinguish between currency and a lot of things. So fine, let's close this program. Let's go fix the error at the point. You see, at this time, this is the error. Right here it says, okay, fine, I have dollars before the beginning of this statement. And then here I don't have anything. I just have to print the total. So let's fix that by putting another dollar sign there. Compile this baby. There you go. This looks good, by the way. Now, okay, fine. This time my cousin paid $100. And let me tell you something, it doesn't matter when you entered $100 or 100 comma something. What does matter is that it's going to be a double, so it's going to display it as 100.00, you see. So using a double instead of an int is more advantageous, because with an int it does not display the 0.0. So let's go ahead and run it. Okay, this time I still pay my whole check, which is my cousin's check, by the way. And then it shows me, okay, fine, this guy pays this much fee per year, and he spent this much cash on beers every day. And then like, okay, not every day as such, but then every weekend. And then his total is this much, which means this club is getting this much amount from me, and at the same time it's getting this much interest from me. So this is not a saving club, by the way, but then, you know, when you're a programmer, you cannot complain. They ask you to do something for them, you do it anyways. So in advice, I would like and I would love for you to subscribe to my channel so that I can have even more tools with you guys and show you how exactly did I actually enjoy, or how much do I actually enjoy programming. because using Java and using the old school way, it's kind of nice though, because it shows you the basics on how things were generated back in the days, you know what I mean? So this is my code.